Yeah, very.
Except for the summertime. In the summer months, it's very easily at least 130 degrees inside the cab throughout the entire day. Because we're sitting directly behind the back head of the boiler.
Right, right.
And all these valves are going right into and attached to physically the boiler
radiating
itself.
the heat out.
Radiating.
How long do you work without a break?
We'll go 2 hours.
2 hours.
Take care, buddy. See ya. We have an 8-hour shift typically.
So you're on
so
to,
we're
off
on
to?
for 2 hours, take a 15-minute break,
oh,
30-minute lunch.
Oh, boy.
And then we're right back on.
Our job is to make sure that they get the break.
And we are the breakers. Are actually breakers today. So instead of being charged to a particular cab and it being our responsibility for the day, we get to just go around from one cab to the next, relieving those crews throughout the day.
Oh, I see.
In this fashion, it's very cool because we get to operate all of the equipment over the course of one day.
Oh, yeah. And they're all different? All the engines are different?
Essentially, yes. And you will find that even though because they're so mechanical, they develop a personality, if you will, an operating personality, and that personality changes from day to day because it's just such a basic mechanical type of equipment.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And over time, we learn those little idiosyncrasies, if you will, of that particular locomotive, and kind of adapt to how it needs to be operated for the day.
How often do you have to take on coal?
We don't use coal. Matter of fact, engines 3 and 5 were, in fact, built originally for service with coal. But sometime during their career, they were converted over to burning fuel oil, which is what we use today.
Oh, fuel oil. Okay,
is a type of fuel oil. In the last 50 years, we've been burning diesel too as a fuel oil source. But at the beginning of last year, 2007, we converted the 5 locomotives to burning a soybean oil, a biodiesel.
Wow.
Much more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, it is. Huh. On a straight track, what would be a top speed that the engine could go?
30 miles an hour, excuse me, up to perhaps 40 miles an hour. And make that just the locomotive itself, along with the tender car for the fuel and the water.
Yeah.
No hills, no curves,
right.
Just a nice flat stretch of track. It also depends on the wheel configuration of each locomotive. The larger the diameter of the wheel is, the faster she'll travel. If you look over your right shoulder through this curve, you're going to see our roundhouse. Oh, and the furthest left bend, that's locomotive number 3. Just rebuilt over this year. It's our oldest locomotive. It was originally manufactured by Balkan Locomotive Works in 1894.
Wow. How long is the trip around the park? How many miles is it?
I believe just over 1 mile. Curtis, can you help me out with that? You're right. Notice I have a speedometer gauge up here, and it's calibrated in terms of feet per second. My maximum speed around the park is 17 feet per second. It translates into about, converts rather into about 13.5, 14 miles per hour. Hello, bud. We're back there. Actually, we're a little slower than that. I believe 14 feet per second converts to 10 miles per hour. So we're only traveling between 11 and 12 miles per hour.
50 feet per second is 12.88 miles an hour.
Very good.
I forgot. So we're taking a relatively slow pace around the park.
Right. Well, people enjoy the ride. Just to relax and sit down.
As do we.
Yeah, right.
You're the ones driving it, so of course you enjoy it.
Oh yeah. We're operating vintage, truly vintage live steam equipment in a multi-million-dollar landscape. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And they actually pay us for it. So yeah, we have a very good time. Although, let it be known that when the summer months roll around,
It's hot.
yeah,
You must drink a lot of liquid.
we do. Matter of fact, speaking off the record, my name is currently Fred.
Sure,
my name
Fred,
tag
yeah.
on, but during the summer months, we particularly are encouraged to always have water with us, whereas in the rest of the park, it's kind of the company shies away from guests being able to see us carrying something like this. But in this heat, you have to. It's a matter of survival for us, really.
Exactly.
Because like I said, one of our engineers truly brought in a thermometer, an automotive thermometer, one day in the middle of that last heat wave that we had. Suspended it from the cab roof. And we said, Gary, we already know it's hot. We don't have to prove anything. I want to see what it is.
And what was it?
It pegged at 130.
Oh my God.
Oh, gee.
That's too much. Oh, that's hot.
So we earn our pay
130.
during those summer months.
Yeah, that's.
Whatever the outside air temperature is, just the ambient temperature. At 20 to 30 degrees, and that's the temperature inside the cab. So Curtis explained a bit about the fireman side and his controls as the fireman. She's not going to go. Essentially, the center pit that has been centered up inside the cylinder, and I can't gain a movement advantage, at least in the forward direction. So I'm going to go back a little bit, up to about a foot. And that should give me an advantage I need to start rolling forward again. And there we go. So on my side of the cab, throttle lever, a reversing lever, as you just saw.
Yeah.
I bring that all the way back. It causes the wheels to rotate backwards. So it's affecting the direction of the train, as well as, once we're in motion, I can start bringing this bar back. And for the same throttle setting, I'm using less speed for the same amount of work. It's like an economizer or a gear shift, in a way.